Adam Taxin talking with Daniel Greenfield about his article for Sunday, June 10th, 2012, called A Republican Liberation Movement. Daniel, welcome, and it seems like there were some really profound lessons from last Tuesday's recall election in Wisconsin, wouldn't you think?
There is the core lessons that if we stay focused, that if we focus on benefiting people by removing the restrictions, the chains around them, and that can give them practical benefits, then we can win in a more fundamental way. The problem with Republicans is that they tend to win and then try to moderate whatever the liberals have done last time around, and that's a disastrous policy. In the short run, it makes Republicans look sensible and moderate, but it just means that long-term the war is being lost.
It seems like there's a lot more to it, that for the left, their very livelihood depends on winning elections, and Wisconsin showed that a crack in that could occur, and that's why they were probably so defensive there. No?
The left can win elections, it can lose elections. So long as it doesn't lose elections to people who actually start dismantling the infrastructure. If it loses elections to a so-called moderate Republican who will keep the basic infrastructure in place, then it doesn't bother them that much. If the EPA is there, if the NEA is there, if their unions are kept in place, then most things are going to pretty much go as they are before. The difference for them is that they're not going to have the same rate of expansion as they did, as they would with one of their people in place, and even then it's not necessarily so. But for them, what they're really afraid of course, isn't just to lose the election, but to lose the debate, to lose their hold on power.
You write about that infrastructure which sustains the left. The beast is big, but it's vulnerable. Can you describe how exactly it is vulnerable?
The left relies on a really huge extended infrastructure, and it needs this infrastructure very badly. That infrastructure takes a lot of money. This is more money than George Soros and Bill Gates are going to provide them with. The infrastructure of the left is enormously huge. It covers all the vast bureaucracy, the governmental and non-governmental organizations, the armies of activists and think tanks. All these people, all of them need to be paid, all of them need to make money. Now, to do that, it takes a lot of money, and most of that money is going to come from taxpayers and the government in one form or another, and that makes the movement very vulnerable because a loss of money, a loss of influence affects it much more devastatingly than it does to the right.
Describe a little bit about the left's greatest fear and how that relates to real populism.
It's not really a populist movement. What the left does is basically convince people that it's on their side, and it plays divide and conquer politics. But at the end of things, it's an elitist movement whose goal is to take power and impose its authority on everyone. That's the basic flaw, because once it actually takes power, then things start getting very unpleasant and not exactly very freedom-oriented for most people.
Daniel Greenfield, author of A Republican Liberation Movement. Your column can be found, all your columns can be found at sultankanish.blogspot.com. And thank you for your time.